Good morning. All right, the Workhorse. Kind of like a little, well, actually, I think what it's going with is the Yo-Yo Boomers Club Workhorse powered by G2. This is kind of a collaboration between me and the Yo-Yo Boomers Club. It's a club that formed on the Yo-Yo Expert forums, just kind of making fun of the boomer term, and it is whatever it is. It became this club. Turned into wanting a modern responsive yo-yo that I helped build, along with some other things they're working on with me. But this video is about the Workhorse because the production run has finally made its way to the rightful owners. So let's talk about the size, the shape, and then we'll break down the colorways. Very much so modern responsive. I'm going to show it off here right next to the Respawn and a Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet is that super direct looping shape. Right in the middle you have that Workhorse, and then the Respawn is much more of a string friendly, modern responsive for string tricks. The Workhorse handles the looping trips, shoot the moon a little bit better, a little more stable overall for those looping type tricks, and somewhat for the kick flips too, with those really high walls. So, Workhorse Speckaroonies, 55 millimeters by 31.95 millimeters, does come in at 53.5 grams stock. Stock, you say? Hey, weight rings. There will be a little note about these. There's going to be extras on the website. If you didn't get any because of an issue with the shipment, let me know. I'll get them to you. But they come with a set of weight rings. The weight rings are 2.5 grams. So you can go from 53.5 to 56. And let me show you under this catch zone here. There are 2 grooves. So you can stack the weight rings in there and bump it up to, what is that, 58.5 grams. Each set of weight rings, 2.5 grams. So you can easily stack in twice if you want to increase that weight a good bit. Honestly, that's over a 10% weight change in the yo-yo. You're getting a difference in play once you put those weight rings in there. A little bit of an old school style to do the removable O-rings, but fits perfectly to what the Workhorse is. Now you get into the guts. It does have Respawn pads. Those are pads I designed specifically for the Respawn. They're thin and wide silicone, 10 millimeter axle, and these shipped with a concave G2 D size bearing, lubed up for you for responsive play. You can get a lot of unresponsive play with these, especially if you take one pad out, and with cleaning the bearing, the concave really helps it with that smaller gap to be able to do whatever you want it to do and then have to bind at the end. But for the most part, stock, they play tug responsive, and that's kind of the modern responsive aspect of it. Now let's get through the colors. First up, so all these were kind of like a little bit pre-order setup, and then the extras we're working through. But the colorways, 5 colorways. Founding members only edition. Yo-Yo Boomers Club was founded in 2023, and you could get your name engraved on it with the Yo-Yo Boomers Club and year, just special founding members edition. Space Wagon edition has a Yo-Yo Boomers Club logo on a space theme colorway with the purple, blue, and black acid wash. And then the Station Wagon engraving with that as well. And we had the Gotham colorway, blue, black acid wash with the yellow splash. The Off-Road colorway, gray base, clear and black speckles. And last but not least, the red. The cherry red, just actually like sleeper pick. Solid colors aren't always my thing, but the red really just is a nice shade of red. When you get red right, it's just right. So that was the initial release of the Workhorse. Going through right now for the extras. What's the plans for it? I have some saved back for customs that G Squared does, so if somebody gets a custom set, they can use a Workhorse as one. I would call this, whatever we call it, the Workhorse V1, the Workhorse 2025. Club is kind of in charge of if we restock it. The idea behind it right now is each time we make a run, there's going to be a slight change. so that it's slightly different than the prior orders, so that it can evolve over time and not make a new yo-yo. So if there's something that wants to get slightly tweaked, that would most likely be the version 2 or whatever, maybe the 26 if it happens in 2026. However they want to do that. I mean, it could be as often as club sees fit in demand for the yo-yo. So that's kind of the plans for it, and that was the behind the scenes on making it, the final specs, the production run, the production colorways. That is the Yo-Yo Boomer Club's Workhorse powered by G2 YoYos. Thanks for watching. Happy throwing.